Oh, hey guys, just hanging out on the deck. 30, 32 degrees Celsius. Oh, it's been hot. And happy Canada Day, everybody. Canada Day weekend. I guess Canada Day is actually over. So we went out of town to Sudbury, which is the next town over. We lived there for 17 years, and I wanted to visit some friends, do some golfing, hang out at my buddies on the lake. And of course, we have the fire bans on up here, so we had no fireworks for Canada Day. But we had a great day at the lake. I actually got too much sun. So yesterday I golfed in 30-degree weather. Then we went and sat at the lake all day and did a boat trip around the lake, checking out, how many new million-dollar houses have gone up in the 9 years that I've been gone. Oh my God, it's crazy. You're like, that guy's a dentist. That guy's a mine boss, whatever. And there's one guy, I don't know what he does, but I want to find out. That guy has like a 24-room mansion, all glass. He actually has like a tram, an electric tram that goes down to the waterfront. There's no steps. You actually get in like a, elevator type thing, and it takes you down to his dock. This place had to be worth at least $24 million, guys. It was freaking mind-blowing. It makes me feel like middle class, I'm at the end of my career. I'm at the end of whatever. This is what I've built. And I look at what's going up there, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe the money that's being spent on these houses and stuff. Even if I had that kind of money, I don't think I would spend it on a house. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update. I know it's also a holiday down in the States for you guys, July 4th. So yesterday wasn't enough heat and sunshine for me that at 9:30 on the couch last night, I just kind of felt sick and out of it. I literally couldn't stay awake. So I passed it on the couch, got up at midnight, went to bed at 1:30 in the morning. Boom, I was wide awake. And I had this thought. I want to just touch base with you guys on something that happened, which was weird in itself, that I've kind of been open to new hobbies and new volunteering opportunities, and I don't know, just something to come along. And as I've told you guys before, I've said to the universe, hey, send me a sign of something to do. And I saw a video come up in my YouTube feed last week, and it was about Gary Larson. And if you're not familiar, he was a cartoonist back in the 90s, and he was way ahead of his time. He had this real controversial sense of humor. And he was a very famous cartoonist for about 15 years. He quit doing cartoons right at the peak of his success and popularity. And I believe he's still alive. I mean, I don't know. But I used to love reading The Far Side, which was his comic strip. You had to think about his comics to kind of get the gist. Anyway, I just saw this video came up. I watched it. I thought that was weird. I didn't think anything more of it. A couple days went by, and I saw another video pop up in my feed about Gary Larson, a little documentary thing, and I watched it, and I thought, oh, that popped up because I saw the first video. Then we're at my buddy Andrew's having a barbecue on the deck. There's 15 of us, and my buddy's barbecuing, and he looks up, and he just yells out, hey, anybody remember Gary Larson? And I was like, what? What is the universe trying to tell me? And again, I still didn't think anything of it until last night in my heat stroke delirium at 1:30 in the morning. I woke up and I was laughing because I had a cartoon in my head. I woke up. I don't remember what dream I was having, but I had this cartoon in my head. And so I got up and I wrote down, I had more ideas than just that one in my head. So I got up and I wrote them down in my notebook, and I thought, this guy loves to draw. I went to school for art originally. I have a great sense of humor. Don't listen to my wife or my kids. I do have a sense of humor. I know I do. And I'm going to prove it to you guys because I'm going to show you the cartoon that was playing through my head at 1:30 in the morning last night. And I want you guys to comment below, funny or not. And if you don't think it's funny, let me know because I thought it was great. I was laying in bed chuckling to myself at 1:30. And my wife got annoyed and rolled over and gave me the, so I actually got up and went and wrote these things down in my book and stayed up for 2 hours. Yeah, I think I'm funny. You guys let me know if I'm right or not. And even if I'm not, if you guys vote, 9-1 that I'm not funny, I'm still going to do a few cartoons in the upcoming summer months here. And I'm just going to throw them in a video here and there and you guys can laugh. And I think you're going to have a chuckle. I make myself laugh. Is that the only thing that's important? Yeah. So, in this weird state last night, I was like, Gary Larson went 15 years coming up with, I think he put out a cartoon every day. Some of these newspapers that he was syndicated in required cartoons every day. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, okay, I'm 47. If I wanted to start a career, which I don't, I'm just a hobby guy. I like to chuckle. I just did some quick math last night. I was like, geez, if I did it for 20 years, that would be 7,300 cartoons you would have to do. So today I sat here at the kitchen table for 2 hours because my daughter told me that I wasn't funny, and I floated this idea by her. And she said, that's not funny. And I said, oh, but you haven't seen the cartoon yet. So it actually prompted me to sit at the table for 2 hours and draw up and color up this cartoon, which I have taken a photo of, and I will now show you guys. Anyway, I amused myself. That's all that's important. Okay, so here's how the voting went at home. My wife didn't get the joke at all. I had to explain it to her. Hannah said, it's not really that funny, but it's better when I saw the cartoon. And my other daughter, Kaylee, said, that's funny. She got it. She thought it was funny. And that kid is going to be my partner. So we're partnering up to do some cartoons. As of me sitting here filming on the deck right now, I have no other videos for you guys to edit and put together. I have finished the Costa Rica series. You guys saw the adventure up at Tom's camp. I have plans for more paranormal stuff. I haven't done anything else. There's nothing sitting there waiting to be edited. So it's summertime, and I'm not going to pressure myself too much to do this because I'm feeling very drained on the whole YouTube. And as you guys know, I do want to say a huge shout out to all of you guys who commented on that one video that I put out where somebody had made there was a couple negative comments. I told you guys what they were. And you guys have been laughing and joking and poking the bear. I get the comments saying, Gary, too much FaceTime. I get it. I have a sense of humor. I get it. But I want to shout out to you guys. We had a ton of positive comments from people I've never heard from before who say, oh, I've been watching the channel for years. So shout out to all of you guys. I did reply to each and every one of you guys, and that's awesome. I appreciate it. The other thing that I really appreciate is we went on a Bigfooter Gary video back here, and the camcorder is going kind of wonky. So I'm thinking here in the next little bit, we're going to end up having to buy a new camcorder. I mentioned that in the video, and you guys know I don't normally ask for donations and whatever, but I threw it out there and said, look, we've got to start preparing now. And guys, we actually had a couple $100 come in through donations, which I'm hanging on to. We already had $93 in the account. You guys just helped me buy the adapters for the new scope that we bought, right? We bought an adapter for my Sony cameras to put on the Kawa scope, and we bought the adapter, the all-in adapter for the phone. Those two adapters were almost $500. You guys, supporters of the channel paid for half of that. And now, after me mentioning and showing you guys the camcorder's not working right, let's start preparing. I think that's going to be something here. I could be wrong, guys. Maybe we can keep recording on this thing and it's just going to keep going for another year or more. Who knows? It's 6 years old. It is working, but it's when you zoom it in, it wants to stop. And the motor that drives the whole lens assembly, it keeps catching and stopping. So I would imagine maybe we'll be able to still record. We just won't be able to zoom in, I guess, which would defeat the whole purpose of carrying that camcorder, because we like to zoom in 30 times across the swamp and all of that. And if it does go, we will replace it with probably the same model, because nobody makes camcorders anymore. Phones are the big thing. Even, you know, the still cameras, which do record video, $5,000. Guys, I'm not spending $5,000 on a new freaking... We've already got 4 DSLRs that we can record with, but again, zooming is the issue, right? The camcorder is unbeatable when it comes to just pushing a button and zooming in, right? That's what we need. That's going to help us in our search, and when we're out on the trails looking at wildlife and stuff like that, that's what we need. I will probably end up having to buy a used version of what we've already got, because I don't even know if Sony still sells. It's the AX53 is the model number of what I'm using right now. And it has the best stabilization, hands down, you know, night vision, all that stuff. We'll have to track one down if it comes to that. I'm hoping not, fingers crossed. But I do appreciate you guys, the ones that stepped up. And so we actually got some donations right on the channel, and then we had some in the PayPal account. Close to $200. We already had 100 in there, so we're at 300, guys. So that's awesome. I want to thank all of you guys. So that's going to slowly take care of itself over the next few months. If we can make it work another year, that will be awesome. Tomorrow we're going out to Dad's. They've got his footings in. They've got his walls up. They need to be filled with cement, but he's got some structural supports going up. They are working on his place. Tomorrow we're going to go out and we're going to check out Dad's place, see where they're at. Maybe I'll throw the kayak in the back of the truck, because there's a couple little lakes out there that we could get to. Maybe throw it a line for some speckled trout, depending on how hot it is. Guys, 30 degrees here all week so far. So, but we will do an adventure of some kind. I also thought of something else I want to do this summer, which is take you guys back to the garnet rocks that we found last fall when we were hunting. And I want to take some tools in there, some chisels, hammers, and I want to see if we can collect, you know, maybe a sandwich bag of nice garnets. What am I going to do with it? I want to put it in the hoard with all the metal detecting stuff. I just think that would be something really cool to throw in there. They're not really worth a lot, you know, 20, 30 cents a garnet kind of thing. There are thousands of them in these rocks that we found. But I want to take you guys on an adventure up there and do that. I'm just waiting for the bugs to die down a little bit. So that's one thing there we can do. The kayaking, the fishing, we're going to do some of that. And I want to contact my buddy Doug and go out and do some metal detecting at his Booth property, Booth was one of the first guys that was here doing forestry work, 1800s. So lots of history on Doug's property. So lots of stuff coming up, guys. I just don't have any videos made or saved right now. Bear with me, it's summer. You know, worst case, I will give you guys some updates and we'll do some transcending stuff, and you guys will be hearing from me. Just I've got to enjoy summer while it's here as well, because I'm feeling a little burnt out, but I am still working at keeping contact with you guys. So appreciate it. Much love. I'll catch you guys in a couple days with an adventure of some sort. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to let me know if I'm funny or not. And as well, guys, if you want to put a comment in here, I have a couple ideas for names for the comic strip. But if you guys want to suggest something, a lot of the ideas that I have for things are kind of along the lines of Far Side stuff, just crazy, wacky, nonsensical. You'll see. But yeah, just give me, if you guys have an idea for the name of the comic strip. I know it's hard to do when you've only seen one comic, and if you think I wasn't funny, maybe you can go along those lines there. I don't know. You tell me.